Okay, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome once again. I am your host and host for today, Amit Malhotra, as usual. If you're not sick and tired of me already, you will be at some point of time, but I will make sure you will not be. Today is an interesting session. There's a little background and history connected to the gentleman that we will be speaking to today, Swapnil Pathak. How should I introduce him correctly? I know him so very well that have to be very politically correct in trying to introduce him as an entrepreneur, second generation, father to one of the most qualified non-engineering engineer you would meet in the glass industry, Lokesh Pathak, who founded Art and Glass way back in the 80s, if I'm not wrong. And I think I would, for the sake of my convenience, I cannot call Swapnil because I've never called him that. His name is Robin, and I would only be comfortable to call him Robin. And before I can bore you, Robin, walk me through the journey of Art and Glass and walk everybody who's going to be watching you at the WFM virtual community. And I should actually thank you for your time today that you were able to give us this time. And over to you. But just walk us through in short the whole story of the Art and Glass group.
So putting it in a one line sort of a line, it has been a extremely hardworking yet fruitful journey. So that's that. I think my dad started this in the year 1985-86. That is when he used to work. I don't think a lot of people know this, but he used to work in the hospitality in the engineering division, and then he got married and he started all this. So we started in Nangloi. That is where we used to stay. It's a small little town in Delhi, outskirts of almost the central part of Delhi, and it's where Delhi and Haryana sort of meet. It's on the border. That's where I was born and brought up, and that is when Nangloi Glass opened in 85, 86, and then we took it forward. Kept growing, kept doing decorative glasses, kept innovating, kept getting new processes from around the world, and soon enough dad made name of Nangloi Glass. That name Nangloi became quite famous and still is. I mean, I still meet a lot of big architects who recall how we were doing so well and we were so innovative, and we still are though. But, that time was different. It was one man's hard work and vision which was catering us through. So anyways, we did well year on year. We were expanding, increasing. We did factories. We got machines from Italy. In 2005, we started this big processing glass unit in Kalam, and we changed our name into Art and Glass, which gave us a little better, name, so that people should know what all we're doing, art, glass, and that's when the major story began. And, from architectural glass, we went into bulletproofing, we went into your automotives, OEMs. 2011, I joined in. I was doing my engineering from Manipal, and then I did my MBA from SPGen, and post SPGen I joined. And then we put up till now, the biggest single investment in glass, which was our Unit 2, where we expanded our capacity to 3 times. Immediately post that, we put up a plant for UPVC, which made sense because I think we were growing family inside the business, so we needed more verticals to be dealt on. More heads were coming in. So UPVC started in 2012 when we partnered with Aluplast, and so ever since 2012 we've been doing quite well. My brother joined us in 2014, and that is when we decided to start aluminum. So he did his MTech. He did his engineering from Manipal as well. He was my junior 2 years, and then I went to Bombay. He went to Germany to do his master's in facade. He finished that. He topped his college. He was gold medalist there, and then he came back. And that is how our story in aluminum began. And from 2014, we've been doing that. Initially partnered with one of the Western companies, and eventually figured out it won't work well. Started our own system, very skeptical, got them tested in and around the world. And now, here we are doing 30 to 40 houses a month just in Delhi NCR, doing the biggest of the projects here in NCR. The tallest tower of Gurgaon, the M3M Latitude, is our system. We've designed that system. We've made that system. That is Alliance. We were fought against. We were put against almost all the Westerners, all the big names you can think of when you think of aluminum windows, and we came through. Not just from pricing, just for technicals, for the product which we were giving. So yeah, it's been God's been kind. The work's been hard. The parties are harder, and good friends, good mentors, and yeah, your fees is due. Thanks for mentoring me always. That's who we are, sir.
Well, it's a funny mentoring story, as the ladies and gentlemen like to tell you that I'm mentoring Robin, and then I have to also pay the bill of the restaurant. What is called reverse mentoring or whatever it is, but that's all right. It's a part of our life. I have known this Robin for about 10 years or around the area at the moment when he joined his business. So what, you walked me through the journey of Lokesh Pathak ji, the family, the brother, and also I believe your dad's brother is also handling a business, Colonel Pathak. Now it's a big family. You both are engineers. One is a colonel, and then there is my friend Lokesh Pathak, who is ground up person, totally ground up, built everything on his own. Now I'm going to ask you a question which is very relative towards Indian businesses, right? You're 4 entrepreneurs or 3 entrepreneurs and 1 Fauji in the business. How does it work, man? I'm sure it's not harmonious. And it's not only you, Swapnil, it's generic, right? Fresh energy, and somebody with a lot of experience. How do you manage friction?
So see,
family business friction.
There are 2 ways to go about it. So
be brutally honest.
I'll be very honest. Like I'll be brutally honest, and I think I might get some slack for that, but I'll keep it like that.
Bring it out, buddy.
So we've got simple hierarchy. We've got one boss and rest are below him. So that's how we keep it very clear. So no matter what you need to do, you need to build it up. You need to get the numbers. You need to, before any major decision, you need to take it to one guy and just get it approved. If he approves, you go ahead. If he doesn't approve, take it in the stride and move ahead. That's how we do it. And so the one boss is the chairman, the MD, and me, my uncle who's retired colonel, my brother, my mother, all of us are into business, and we have very categorically differentiated verticals, and we stick to our verticals, and anything good or bad happens to that is our responsibility, and all of us report to only one person, and that's how it is clean. Of course, there are at times when we have difference of opinion, but then that doesn't matter, because when someone develops a hierarchy, it is for that. When a top hierarchy and a bottom hierarchy meets in a tussle, I mean, you need to give way. There's no other way to it. The only successful family business which I've seen prosper, one has to take the lead. The leader has to be decided. I mean, not everyone can't be a leader.
True.
So once, like let's say down the line, let's say if for example, let's say my brother is the leader, then no matter what happens, he leads. He has become a leader because of that. He needs to have that last call. So I mean, having that sort of clarity is very important. Rest is business. You need to see what you need to get out of it. If you're getting out of it with the leader and he's performing, doesn't matter.
So I heard from you the typical story, and windows, glasses, decorative glasses, aluminium, architectural, facades, mirrors, so many different products and so many different, there must be multiple challenges on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, so see, what happens with art and glass or with product like ours is, it's extremely technical product because we can't stock it, we can't store it. There's no FG, there's no finished goods. You can't make dealer distributor. It is a end-to-end model. It's a B2C hardcore model. You need to, one fault, there is no net which can cover you. You are falling down hard and fast on the tarmac. The only thing is that it will be very clear, but the problem which we face is that we are into a lot of verticals. We're doing so many things together. We're competing with everyone. There is no one company which we don't compete with. I mean, if let's say you are into facade and fenestration and glass industry, we would be competing with you. So we are competitors to everyone, and people don't understand. I think since we are competing with everyone, we need to be always on our toes. We're really working hard to be the number one in that particular segment, which takes a lot of our time. So yeah, that luckily all of our business it goes to one customer. The primary customer is the same, so that becomes easier for us. The channel is the same. But yeah, I mean, in windows we fight someone else. In slim windows we fight someone else. In interior we fight someone else. In UPVC someone else. In decorative glass someone else. In architectural there is someone else. So you name every vertical, there is a leader. You will see art and glass either 1, 2, or 3. I mean, that's what we've been able to achieve till now. We are never 4. I will be fool to say that we are number 1 in everything, but I think we're in the top 3 almost in all the verticals we've touched.
So what could be interesting as a question to you is that the same customer could be your competitor in the same project, right? Because they would buy let's say the laminated or the safety glass from you for the same project you might be bidding. How does that work?
I think it sincerely depends on the mentality of the customer. Now, see, I have customers who swear by us and swear by our glasses, who are my competitors in let's say UPVC or aluminum window, but they buy glass from us for one reason, that the kind of service, the kind of quality, and the kind of raw material which they get from us, they are very sure they're not going to get from someone else. So now they take it on a stride. They know they're two different companies, they're two different profit centers. I mean, if someone thinks for us as just a window wala, then he will never buy glass from us. But yeah, it's difficult. I mean, making people understand in this country is extremely difficult. The idea was putting different businesses under different name was this, that people would understand and adhere to the fact that we are separate businesses led by different people. But not everyone understand. You need to be very, very mathematical when you go ahead. When you're taking some sort of decision like that, you should know what kind of value that business was churning out for you when you were not in that business, and we're coming into that business. How much, what is that number which you need to churn out so that vertical remains sane? So yeah, all of that happens. But I think longevity is the key. The longer you stay in that business, the longer people accept you well. People, eventually after going to multiple competitors, they understand your value and they come back. They also know not every project is there where we can fight or they can fight. So in the Venn diagram, the common area for a competitor has to fight is not more than 10%. For that 10%, there's no point hampering his 90% of the business. So that's how it has somehow managed. I mean, it is somewhat, it's organic. I mean, it's nothing to do with planning. It has somehow settled now. So very happy. We've got good set of customers who are loyal, who use us as a brand when they go to their customers. So using art and glass, a customer also knows. We are like seriously competitive. We are seriously quality conscious people. So he also likes when people, so all these big builders, when they go and make their own houses, and let's say you are a window guy and you go to them and they say, I'm using art and glass, it will be taken positively. So now that's what they have been pivoting on. They're using us as a brand, and they've been successful till now.
So what does it take to be, when you talked about competition, we talked about quality. What is the one defining difference that you think is art and glass versus the competition?
I think positioning. Not a lot of people understand the word positioning.
Could you define it to me a little bit in terms of how are you positioning, or what is different?
The thing is, I mean, my value and my quality is something which I can define. Until and unless I understand it, I would not be able to sell myself. I cannot be in someone else's hand when it comes to what I am. So positioning tells you where do you want to position yourself and whom do you want to compete. It's very, see, even in your business, across any business, you will have the leader, you will have, so it's like F1, in F1, the race is defined in the three parts. You have the front runners, you have the middle people, and the and that's how they race. They race among themselves. They don't. So a guy who's coming 18th is not planning to come first. He's just fighting to that 12th to 18th, and that is where positioning is. You need to decide where you want to race. You want to race in the front, you want to race in the middle, and now it would be foolish to always think that I want to race in the front, because to race in the front you need to have that kind of gadgetry, you need to have that kind of knowledge, you need to have that of resources, manpower, machines, quality, this, that. So positioning is combination of all that, and I think we've done it quite well. We're very clear. We're not someone who see, ambition is one thing, but being true to your business is another. So we're very clear where we want to position ourselves. Until now, I think our biggest positive is we position ourselves quite well.
So tell me one thing. This is maybe a stupid question, but you have the next 3 years going forward. Where do you want to see, like you, your family, Pathakji? Where do you see 3 years from now? Where do you want to take this group?
I mean, the easiest answer that would be a number when it comes to turnover. But I think that's a very easiest thing to say, just I want to achieve this number. I mean, it has so much more. See, the business we are in, the growth after a point becomes extremely difficult, because there are 2-3 types of businesses. This is not one type which you can distribute. It's not a distributable product. So once you don't have a distributable product, now the question comes, either you find a distributable product and start distributing. So that is what we are aiming at, being very candid and honest on this media. We want to find a product. I think we have a couple of products which are distributable now, because we've worked hard for the last 2-3 years, 4 years in that. So the aim currently as a group is to set up a business vertical, a pipeline, which doesn't work on the existing pipeline, a B2C sort, but is more of a B2B distributable product. And what the name which we've gotten in northern part of the India, Delhi, UP, Rajasthan, Himachal, Haryana, Punjab, similar synonymous name and respect and love we should have from the other part of the country. So maybe not with art and glass, because that is where we do majorly glass, but maybe the other products, be it our Arna series, which is our aluminum internals, or maybe Alliance windows, where we do our aluminum. So that's the aim. I mean, current 3 years is very interesting, very exciting, because this is very pivotal for us to, this is where we will change as a group. Maybe we will become more a B2C dominant business across India, or we'll become more of a B2B. So yeah, tough times, good times, challenging times.
And tell me one thing, Robin, in terms of this industry, you've been here for now 10 years and pretty much have been watching it from the time that you were born with your dad and the challenges. If there are some things that you would like to change about the glass industry, why would you change it if you were to change, and how?
I think that's perhaps one of the more difficult questions to answer. I mean, because glass industry is it's a very typical industry. I mean, you understand it better than me. See, it is one of those industries. Now, this is coming from me, who's now in at least 4 different industries. So I'm a part of aluminum, I'm part of UPVC, the facade industry and the glass industry. So the return on the machines which one get on glass, I would call it stupid. I mean, it's not even funny. I mean, there's no other word to it. It's just stupid. It's plain. I mean, how do I call it? I don't even know why people are working in glass. I mean, of course, people, say, look at art and glass and look at blah, 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 and they've done so well. That is their way of asking people not to enter this industry and whatnot. I mean, go ahead, man, and enter it. Once you're buying a machine worth 3-4 crores and it's not even churning you 1 lakh rupees a month, it's funny. I mean, I don't understand it. it's a so among the top people, if you talk about it, they'll just tell you it's a nonsensical race where everyone's running to the end of the tunnel, which will be there, and once you reach there and everything will be nice. It's just a stupid supply demand sort of situation, which is not just it's. I mean, it's been 10 years now. It's becoming worse. It's never become better. But yeah, I mean, increase your volumes, cut your fixed costs. It's simple business terms, and try and not make mistakes when you go ahead, because glass, it's a typical sort of industry. I think that eventually, now what has happened is what I've seen now post 10 years, everyone was doing everything. So now everyone sort of started to find their space. They've understood that they've been losing money here but making money here. The other guy was losing money here and making money there. So now everyone's sort of now relaxing into their space, and now identification of that space is something which is good for the industry which has happened. So I think 3 years down the line, things will just quiet down a bit. I mean, people will just start to make their strongholds into the areas which they like.
So from stupid to focused.
Yeah. From unorganized, headless running around the industry, just selling glass, to more methodical, cutting the cost so that your competitors can't reach that cost, to much more focused, pinpointed attack. I think that is what the future is all about. You just can't do everything. I mean, that's not the way forward.
But that's pretty much standard for every business. As you gain experience, you realize what is not good for you and what is good for you, and then you have to take that decision of not wanting to continue what is not good for you.
Yeah, so that is why I say we are currently in very pivotal point of business, be it any of the industry which we are in, because glass is going through an immense change internally. I mean, people don't see it from the surface, but I can tell you there's so much happening beneath that surface, which is scary and happy at the same time. Scary for the point that there have been now decisions which are difficult, and happy because I mean people are understanding. People are maneuvering their way around it, and I think I'll be fine. I mean, we've been here, we've faced the music for 34 years. Another few to sort things out. I mean, that's how things are.
So how do you, I mean, I would like you to use this the opportunity and to use the WFM community platform to reach out to all your customers. What would you like to say to all your customers who might be watching you right now, or perhaps in the process of time?
I mean, all my customers. I mean, the only thing I would say is, first of all, thank you. It's been an extremely competitive market, and choosing us, irrespective of quality and whatever. I mean, I think now all of that has become byproduct. No one would say I'm a bad quality and please buy me because I'm price is low. And quality, service, everything has now become like a standard, typical thing which one should have to even talk about selling yourself. So yeah, thanks for choosing us always, and giving opportunities. We've been lucky enough to be associated with projects which no one in the country could do. So we've been named processors who can do which when everyone says no, these guys come in. And of course, that is where we've made a name, and we would like to do it, but also give us easy work, man. We're just not about difficult work.
Yeah, so that's a good one. But having said that, what would you like to say to architects and developers who are going to watch this? What
Yeah, so
request would you like to make to them, if at all any?
there has been a big so we've been spending so much time in R&D and underground working that we've not been able to come out and tell us what we've been doing so far. So art and glass is not just about glass and decorative and architectural and pushing the boundaries. We also have been pushing the boundaries that much in aluminum. We in aluminum itself we have now 4 different verticals. We do really, really, really amazing external door windows with the name Alliance. We are doing uh, internal sliding and door solutions in aluminum, where we fight a lot of these Italian big companies, which initially was very expensive and which was synonym to luxury to buy. We're doing in India, and we're doing quite well in the name Arna, and then we're doing extremely typical skylights, railings, facades, curtain walls. So that's one bit of the business. The second bit of the business is the UPVC, which we've been doing. I mean, it's much of the simpler business. People know about it. And there are now interesting home improvement solutions now we are getting. I mean, thanks to you, I must say, for showing me the way and path. So yeah, I mean, that's underway. And then under the brand name Angelo Vitali Homes. So we've started paintings there. We've started mirrors there. There's much more to come. So trying to do as we move forward.
No, I think one of the things that we should do, Swapnil, is to be able to organize a product showcase, taking half an hour, 40 minutes of your time to actually showcase all your different products under the umbrella of Art and Glass to the entire community, just to increase our awareness of what you do as a business. Like you correctly said that you do a lot of R&D and underground work, and the times are so interesting that it's not so easy to spread the word around. So maybe you could be able to catch up on the community and actually do a showcase of products to enhance the image, to enhance the knowledge. Customer ko pata hona chahiye ki what are the other things that you can actually grab from you. Yeah. And I don't want to talk about 2020. I think it was a great year. It was interesting, a lot of learning, ups and downs, and so on and so forth. Today, from an Indian point, everything looks very buoyant, aggressive. Newspapers are all very positive. I don't read the other ones. I only read Economic Times. But having said that, whatever, it's the law of attraction. You attract what you want to see. I attract positivity, so only want to see positivity. So I didn't want to talk about the subject of business and trends and so on. Everybody, I can only say धंधा है, दम होना चाहिए लेने का. That's it. At any cost नहीं होता. At cost नहीं होता. At your whims.
Yeah.
And that's where you have been able to help with the family business to grow it to the next level. Any final words from your side to the community and going forward?
I just want to, say that WFM has been from the day one when I saw the magazine. I still remember calling you and Ahad and telling you how good this one, finally there's a magazine which you can read and learn something other than seeing those stupid ads. I mean, other were 80% ads and 20% of Gyan, and yours was the opposite. So yeah, kudos, man. We've come a long way in doing these communities and doing these sessions are extremely nice. I mean, it gives us as people working behind the scenes good platform to tell what we are doing, and I think it's good for the customers and architects also to understand what one is doing and what is new, what's coming in. I mean, so yeah, good. I mean, you guys are the one who should get all the credit. It's not easy. It's not easy for you and for everyone, to take out time from your businesses who are extremely challenging like ours and do this. So thank you on behalf of the community for doing this to you. And yeah, thank you so much for getting me here.
We'll continue to have, ladies and gentlemen, to have more vibrant sessions from Robin in the future, talking more about product showcasing. I would actually like Robin to talk more about the projects that they have executed, finished and completed, and also get their client together. And I'm going to make them have a hustle, bustle, tussle, and final love making. Because that's how it happens when the project is taken. There's hustle, bustle, then there's fighting during the execution of the project. And when it's completed, hopefully well, then there is love. That's how the whole industry works. And for each project, it starts like that. Thank you, Robin, for your wonderful time. Have a great day, great year. Wish you and your entire family all the success. God bless you.
Same to you, sir. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thanks.